Good morning, folks. This is how I would like to say thank you and welcome to the official Facebook page of the Creative Minds Television, coming to you live from the police headquarters as you just witnessed the arrival here of the police IG of the Liberian National Police.
So the DA director is here himself. So folks, the former vice president is coming in. There you see her protective detail. This is the biggest name being mentioned in these investigations. Howard Taylor.
Please, let go back, please.
Let me just please. Chief, let me just beg it, please.
Excuse me, sir. We're on the side. We're supposed to be short, yeah? I want to usher you down.
So, folks, that's it. You just witnessed the arrival of the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joa Howard Taylor, along with her a lawyer and other former officials who deemed it necessary to accompany her here at the police headquarters. And leading the team was the police IG, Gregory Coleman, as he arrived here along with members of the Liberian National Police. So, folks, we are here to provide you with coverage relating to today's investigation. It came as a surprise as it was announced by the Minister of Information, Honorable Jeremy Matthew Pia, as some of those big names that have been mentioned when it comes to the issue of drug in Liberia. Of recent, it has been a huge problem. Since then, the issue that happened at the airport, wherein a huge amount of drug was seized by the government of Liberia. So as part of those names that continue to surface, the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joa Howard Taylor, name happens to be part of those who were mentioned. And a lot, according to information reaching us, a lot of big names are to come forth. But we are hopeful, as these names surface, as the government of Liberia, the president of Liberia, continue to fight the issue of drug across the country. But we are hoping, to have on camera the police IG or anyone in high authority that have been authorized to speak to the press as it relates to today's investigation. But yet she been named person of interest, as the law says. You cannot be held accountable until further investigations they are done. So we stick to the fact that she remains one of those who are called to be person of interest in the issue of the recent drug case that has been happening in Liberia. So folks, this came as a surprise this morning as we learned the former vice president, she was traveling to Ghana for a women forum wherein she was invited by the Liberian National Police for questioning, as it is alleged of her being one of those who are person of interest when it comes to the drug busts recently happened in Liberia. So we are here and we are hopeful and we are here to bring you out of what is to happen here. So she was accompanied by her lawyer. Leading the team was the police IG and other officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, members of the Liberian National Police as the heads in the police headquarters for further conversation surrounding allegations leading to the drug cartel recently happened in Liberia. For a while now, many Liberians have been, asking the government of Liberia to intensify investigations surrounding what has happened, and hopefully, I don't want to say due to the cry of many Liberians, but due to the credibility of the Liberian National Police and that of His Excellency, the President of Liberia. A lot of names have been mentioned, a lot of dismissals they have taken place, and we don't know a lot we should expect to happen subsequently. Once these names they are mentioned, investigations will continue, and once you've been seen as part of what has happened, definitely the government will take straight action against whatever has happened. So we are hopeful and we are here to bring you coverage relating to yet still the question remains unclear. How did this happen? How could the former vice president be involved into these kind of allegations? But yeah, a lot cannot be, justified. A lot cannot be said until the legal team have it will, until these investigations they are done. Like we mentioned earlier on, it is something that is alleged, and she happens to be one of those who is termed to be a person of interest. So you cannot assume that it is totally what the narration has been. You just have to be, open, listen to the legal team. She has her lawyer, and you have a representation for the government of Liberia, and all of these legal minds will go in there, have a conversation surrounding the whole issue, and if what should happen happens, Liberians will be updated as it relates to the investigation surrounding the incident. So we are urging Liberians to be hopeful, listen to credible institutions, and also listen to legal practitioners, especially from the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, from the Liberia National Police, from information from the Executive Mansion Facebook page, and you have the Ministry of Information. These are channels you can get information relating to this investigation. If you want to have credible, first-hand information, these are channels you should follow to be informed, to be updated as it relates to this investigation. So we are still here at the Liberian National Police, and you just witnessed the arrival of the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joa Taylor, as she's been named as one of the persons of interest in the current drug case that is being investigated here in Liberia by the Ministry of Justice, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and that of the Liberia National Police. So the moment the convoy of the police IG of the Republic of Liberia arrived, I think the core team and other were being accompanied by the police IG. So the moment the police IG convoy arrived, you had the former Vice President, Madam Joa Howard-Taylor, and she disembarked her vehicle along with her lawyer, who seems to, he was part of the convoy. He also, talked to accompany her, because it is very crucial at this point to have your lawyer on ground, as these contain legal processes, legal discussions, and minds that are open to having these kind of conversations. At this point, it is alleged she's a person of interest, as further investigation will further determine as to what positions she carries at the moment. So as a person who understands the Liberian law, according to the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joa Howard-Taylor, mentioned that, while she was on her way to Ghana for a women's forum, and she was later informed that she's not allowed to leave the country, as she's been invited to the police headquarters by authorities as it linked to investigations surrounding the drug bust in Liberia. So as a law-abiding citizen, she deemed it necessary to, follow out of the legal channels to come at the police headquarters along with her lawyer for discussions surrounding these allegations. But before then, you had the Minister of Information, Cherylemic Matthew Pia, who earlier this morning announced and confirmed that the joint security investigating the ongoing drug case has stopped former Vice President Madam Joa Howard-Taylor from leaving the country. And according to him, Madam Taylor has been declared a person of interest in connection with the investigation. So that's exactly what we've been reporting as it relates to the current investigation. And she being named as person of interest, according to her, as a law-abiding citizen, she deemed it necessary to come here with her legal team and to follow all of the procedures leading to this investigation. Though her participation for the Women's Forum in Ghana has been cancelled, but it is also important for these allegations, you being one of those big names. Many Liberians, they've been so anxious, they've been so curious to hear what has happened, who are those, the investigation might affect. And of recent, if you listen to His Excellency, the President of Liberia, he's been so keen when it comes to those, bringing illegal drug in Liberia, using Liberia as a transit point. He wants, no matter the closeness, no matter who you think you are in society, once you've been involved, once you've been investigated, definitely legal actions will be taken against you. So as a president who believes in, fair investigation, it is very important to have these people invited, once they've been named as person of interest in the ongoing investigation, to better come and explain, to authorities or to those part of the investigation team as to what makes them to be, a clean person, or what happened behind closed doors. So we are here and we're hopeful that you'll be with us. We are hopeful that you'll be with us as we bring you live relating to the investigation being done by the legal team, part of the investigation that has been happening recently. So there are a lot of journalists who are here this morning, who've been here before the arrival of the police IG, the former vice president, her legal team, members of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and other senior apparatus here at the police headquarters. So folks, if you are just joining, we'd like to say thank you and welcome. We are still here at the police headquarters, and you just witnessed the arrival of the Liberian National Police team, along with the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, as she was en route to Ghana for a women's forum and was subsequently invited by the Liberian National Police for investigation leading to the recent drug bust in Liberia. But again, we want to say you, wherever, however you're watching us, keep hope for us. You have legal practitioners, you have legal minds who've gone indoors to have these discussions. As the former vice president, she was accompanied by her legal team as relating to this investigation. And like we said, this pronouncement was made by the information minister, Minister Jerry Limick Matthew Pia, on the ELBC radio early this morning, and the former vice president was escorted by members of the Liberia National Police, and through the arrival here at the police headquarters, we also saw other senior former government officials who came along. The police IG led the team in for further investigation, as the former vice president, she's been named as a person of interest. It is not confirmed. It is an allegation that needs further investigation relating to the current investigation that is happening in Liberia. And over time, like we stated, His Excellency, he been keen when it comes to the issue of drug, because it is not just about those who believe that they're just doing this. His Excellency, the President, believes that Liberia deserves better, the next generation deserves better, and for whoever thinks for what reason, for what connection, will destroy the lives of young people, and to use Liberia as a transit point for illicit drug, definitely, legal actions will be taken. And he's said this numerous times on different events, even if it is not security minded. He always uses these opportunities to remind Liberia as to the importance of, having a safe and a transparent nation. So, folks, information reaching us says the current police spokesperson, Sam Colley, has announced a major press briefing this afternoon amid renowned developments surrounding the country's ongoing drug investigation. So the announcement was made shortly to journalists at the LMP headquarters in Monrovia shortly after the former vice president was arrested and reportedly classified as a person of interest in connection with the cocaine case. So the planned briefing is expected to provide updates on the investigation and address recent development surrounding Liberia's intensified fight against illicit drugs across the country. No one would have ever thought that these names that have been currently mentioned would have surfaced today, but all thanks to the transparency of the Liberian National Police, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and other support from the security sector, as this investigation is very, very important to safeguarding Liberia as a nation. So we're here and we're hopeful, like we mentioned, after a time of conversation in there with the police IG, members of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and a legal team from the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia. We are hopeful to have any of them to talk to, Liberians as it relates to the current investigation. But we mentioned earlier on that Sam Colley, the police spokesperson, he called on journalists for a major press briefing this afternoon as big names just surfaced. And many Liberians are in shock as to how this happened and what might have led to this. But who knows? This is part of the investigation from security apparatus. We'd like to say thank you, and you've been with the Creative Minds Television, KMTV for short, and we will subsequently rejoin you. Thanks for following.